Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique together. I want to state here, not everyone who comes on a project wants to see that project to completion or to see that project be completed or finished, right? So the people can, for example, pass on the bridge because it was a bridge project. You complete it and they can go on the other side, they can drive, they can walk, or it's a house, you can go in comfortably, right? You can go in comfortably and sleep and live. Not everyone who comes on a project site, it means they come to work and they come to see that project to completion. No, there are people who will come on the project site as obstructionists, as disruptors, as troublemakers, as people who do not want to see the project completed. And they could be planted. Someone could plant them to disrupt the project, to slow the project down, to cause the project to be delayed or to be in serious problems. And we are seeing that today in Grenada. The NNP and their supporters, they do not want Grenada to prosper. They do not want Grenada to develop. They do not want Grenada to be transformed. And I will prove that to you. I will prove to you that all they want is power. They want to get back in power and they want to see Grenada on its knees, even if they get it back on its knees, they ain't mine. They want to see us, we the people, in a worst off position. They want things to mash up, to wreck. That is what they want. But how could you want that for a country that you want to govern? And that is what baffles me the most. That your desperation is causing you to want bad for Grenada, to want to see Grenada on its knees, and you don't mind governing a country like that. And you will do everything in your power to see it on its knees. That's unpatriotic. And that's wicked too. So you go with a friend, and that's an analogy. You go with a friend who had money, plenty money, and you make sure you had that friend squander the money. And then the friend has problems with paying his bills or paying for that mortgage or paying for that car or house. And then you turn around and you buy the house from that friend because he couldn't pay the mortgage. So you buy the house. You turn around, he couldn't pay for the car and you buy the car. But you went with that friend and squander all the money that he had that he could have easily used to pay for his house and pay for his car. But how could you consider yourself to be a friend? Same thing with some of these people. They want to see Grenada on its knees, but they're working towards that. and they still want to come and govern it. How is that? How is that logical? How is that patriotic? And these days they come across as the prophet of doom and gloom. They could predict, they could tell you that in a year's time, the country will fall apart. And you wonder how is that possible? What are they doing to fulfill that objective of making sure that in 1 year time, things will fall apart? Because they attack the Citizenship by Investment Program, the NNP and its surrogates. They attack that program viciously so, because they know that the government relies on that program to get revenue, to get money, to pay salaries, to fix healthcare facilities, to fix schools, to fix roads, to do a number of projects and so on in different communities. So they know that. They know that the government is heavily reliant on that. So they're attacking it. They always attacking it and spreading all kinds of false information with the hope that they would cause, let's say, Europe, the United Kingdom, they would cause the United States, countries around the world to put restrictions on our passports. So the people who are buying into the program will then think twice before doing so. And as a result, revenue will drop, and then we will not get the money that we were expecting from it. And then chaos and anarchy will break out. It comes across as though that's their strategy. So because they know that the NDC administration is relying heavily on the Citizenship by Investment Program, and the program is doing well. It is surpassing expectations and predictions and everything. All the projections that they've had for it, they're surpassing that. People are buying into the program and spending millions, and Grenada is benefiting significantly from that. So far, they have not fulfilled the objective or their plan or plans, because they wanted something totally different to happen, but it's not happening. But here you have an individual predicting that in the next year, things will fall apart. And the Citizenship by Investment Program and da 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 da. How could you really be patriotic? How could you really be genuine about Grenada and say these things? Listen attentively.
We are here so people know that the NNP is there in the slips waiting, because they're edging the ball every day, sisters and brothers. So what we want to tell people is simply this: we must mobilize and get ready for delivering and helping our country to be rescued. We have to do this, sisters and brothers, because this government can fall at any time. That's a fact. Because when sometime next year or so, when the economy, and because the CBI program will not be able to function as before, given the problems that it will face, and because they have no plan for economic development in this country, you're going to see a lot of problems facing our land. And anything can happen, sisters and brothers.
Do you understand? So here you have Keith Mitchell, right? A former prime minister on a platform predicting doom and gloom in the next year. He speaks about the CBI program and what would happen and what would happen. And I'm asking myself, but wait, if you love Grenada, why would you be out there doing this? And it's as though it's a clandestine kind of plan that is right here before our eyes. But I am saying to you folks, this statement this guy is making, it speaks to desperation, because so far he has not been able to get what he wants. He wants Grenada to be on its knees, in my belief. He wants to see Grenada, in a worse off situation. He wants to see the citizenship by investment program crash. But he has not succeeded to date. He has not succeeded to date. The program has surpassed all expectations, right? A lot of millions are coming in, and we're able to pay salaries, we're able to fix clinics and medical stations and schools and roads and do things with the resources, right? So here, this man is on a platform as though election is nigh. It's a big laugh, a big joke. The NNP is a big joke. We're 17 months into this tenure, 5 years, our term, 5 years. And this guy's on a platform preaching doom and gloom, and it comes across as though he wants Grenada to be on its knees. He wants bad for Grenada. That is how it comes across, right? And he's jealous that the citizenship by investment program is doing way better than under the NNP. So right now, the citizenship by investment program is doing way better than under the NNP. But I remember when the NNP surrogates and pundits attacked that same program, talking about, well, Russians getting passport, well, this one, that, and this one, that. And they started concocting stories with the hope that they would damage the program. So they are not doing these things in isolation. They are not. They are wishing bad on Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, but they're not succeeding. They have not been successful to date with all their plans, their evil plans. They have not been successful to date. But one has to wonder, why would a person who been prime minister of this country for so long would go on a platform and predict bad things for this country?
We are here so people know that the NNP is there in the slips waiting, because they're edging the ball every day, sisters and brothers. So what we want to tell people is simply this: we must mobilize and get ready for delivering and helping our country to be rescued. We have to do this, sisters and brothers, because this government can fall at any time. That's a fact. Because when sometime next year or so, when the economy, and because the CBI program will not be able to function as before, given the problems that it will face.
But folks, you know what's amazing about this? Grenada is not the only island or country with a citizenship by investment program, No. You have nearly all the Caribbean islands, even the great United States of America and countries in Europe. They too have citizenship by investment program, And in the Caribbean, those programs are coming in very handy for most of those islands to meet their commitments and to take care of their people. But this guy, Keith Mitchell, is one nasty individual. He's a dirty individual. He doesn't like Grenada, Keith Mitchell doesn't like Grenada. All you need to do is to listen to that piece of trash. Keith Mitchell is a piece of trash. I'm telling you. But it's sickening, because this guy should want good for Grenada. And that is why I say to you over and over and over, the folks on the other side, the opposition, you ain't hearing them say one good thing about this country, or wishing the country good, or putting forward a recommendation and suggestion, and not one good thing, A lot of good things are happening. Not once you hear these people talk good about Grenada, But how Keith Mitchell could be so damn nasty and bad-minded? And it's bothering. There's a stench. There's a stench. There's a scent coming from this side that is scary, because you want power so bad that you're willing to do anything to get it. But it's jealousy and enviousness, for a want of a better term. They're jealous They envious because he never expected to lose. And he never expected to see the NDC governing so peacefully and seeing so much of results. Come on. You know, these people are vexed and angry because the IMF came and gave a good report of Grenada's economy. It's healthy. They project higher growth for Grenada. They applaud the government when it comes to the unemployment rate in the country. When it comes to construction, the whole sector and the work that is happening, the reform, the regularization of workers and so on. But here it is. I am saying, folks, we have to wake up and understand that Keith Mitchell and the NNP, they don't care about the country, you know. He believes that this place is his, you know. If you listen to that guy and the message he has for Peter David, I had to laugh for a moment. The message this guy had for Peter David. Listen to Keith Mitchell. Do you want us to go back to that kind of rulership that existed in Grenada, that kind of governance? Huh? Listen to this old nasty piece of man they call Keith Mitchell. Huh? He comes across like a kind of doggy man. Do you know what is a doggy man? Keith Mitchell comes across like a doggy man. You know? That is how he comes across. A melee man, a wajan, a bacchanal man, and no good. A piece of bad thing. That's how Keith Mitchell comes across as, you know. Listen to it. What's the message for Peter?
I am not going to support any and anybody just because they want power. I will support persons who are interested in the development of this country. That is my responsibility, and I will not shift. I will not shift. And no one, anyone come in and tell you, Doc say he go in, and Doc say time he won't run again. When I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. To tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. Tell them they are not Doc friends to come and tell you that Doc say. Let no damn person come and tell you that. He won't run again. When I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. Tell them they are not Doc friends to come and tell you that Doc say. He won't run again. When I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. Tell them.
That is Keith Mitchell, you know. That's the kind of leadership you want for Grenada. I mean, you listening to Keith Mitchell? Just listen attentively to what this man had to say. That's the message for Peter David. Eh? Peter, that's your message. Right? But listen to this guy. Listen to Keith Mitchell. That's the guy who wants to come back into power. This guy been there for 23 years and a half as prime minister. But just listen to this guy. Huh? Listen to him.
Say time he won't run again. When I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. Tell them they are not Doc friends to come and.
Yeah. I tell you what you mean. That's the guy who wants to come back into power, you know. Who wants to govern this country again, you know. That's the guy. That's him, Keith Mitchell. And that is why I tell you Keith Mitchell is a bad breed, you know. He's a nasty piece of thing and an old thing. Just listen to that piece of trash, in my belief. Listen to him. That wants to come back and run Grenada, you know. And govern this country, you know. That piece of no good, you know. So he goes on a platform to throw talk. Yeah, Peter David, I hope you listen attentively to what he had to say. And that is why you're not seeing Peter David on their platform. Eh? They had some meeting in St. Mark. You don't see Peter. They somewhere in Guave sometime. You know, it's like it's a real bacchanal going on within NNP. Real TV, real melee. And Keith Mitchell, that old Jamet, that old Fouchet, that old TB man, you know, he's going out there and show uh, word for the other. You know, he's a melee man, you know. That nasty piece of thing, Keith Mitchell, no good. No good. But that wants to come back and run Grenada, you know, and govern Grenada, you know. That kind of leadership style. Look. You listen to that piece of old thing. You know, sometimes you have to say it, you know. And there are people who are supporting that piece of thing, you know. Yeah, that piece of mess, in my view, there are people who are supporting that. This man went in his birthday party, right? And I don't know what he drank. That's not my business. So somebody had a live stream making certain statements, right? And the man made a pronouncement. He said certain things there, right? And Grenadians were alarmed. They were alarmed. Mainstream media, as usual, they didn't carry the story. They could have cared less to carry the story. But that's how they function. So there are people in the country who were a bit alarmed and shocked. I was not shocked because I know what Keith Mitchell and the NNP did to Nazim Bok's political career, in my belief, right? I know what they did to his political career. So I was not shocked. And they want to do a similar thing to the most honorable Deacon Mitchell, our prime minister. They want to attach something, tag something on him so that the nation can see him in a different light. And then they can get power. Because there are some people in this country who can't think logically. So they tag something on him. So even if he's doing well and performing well and doing good for the country, all they would be seeing is that tag that Keith Mitchell and the NNP wants to put on him. So you hear Roland Bowler making certain statements, right? So he says, Roland Bowler used words to the effect, he doesn't play pan, right? Because, you know, pan, pum, 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 or boom, 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 you know, the pan song. So he uses that kind of thing. Then you hear Keith Mitchell speaking about Bulaman. You heard Keith Mitchell speaking about Jonty murder, the LGBTQ guy, murder on the beach and the police, and you don't trust this, and you know what's to that effect. And then you hear him talk about the Boomer man cleaning up everybody, what's to that effect. And it goes on and on. That's how, you see, you have to understand Keith Mitchell and the NNP. They are dangerous. Keith Mitchell, in my belief, is a dangerous, nasty piece of man. He's no damn good. This old piece of thing, this trash. So you have to understand, you have to contextualize it and understand what the big objective, what they're hoping to achieve. In my belief, they're hoping to attach certain things to the most honorable Deacon Mitchell, because so far they have not been able to get people to think otherwise and to see me in a different light. This guy is squeaky clean. This guy was able to, you know, be very successful in his profession and do well, right? This guy came from nowhere politically and just beat this old cock, this old piece of nastiness politically, beat him badly, right? Destroyed him in front of everybody politically, and he he can't get over it, right? So he's wondering, you know, but these guys are not doing this thing in isolation. So you had this statement made by Keith Mitchell. We heard about the Jonty thing. Right? You see, folks, you have to understand what this nasty piece of man, Keith Mitchell, is trying to achieve. Huh? Don't fool yourself, you know. Don't believe that this guy is saying all of these things in isolation. Huh? I understand the politics. If you don't, I could tell you. The NNP was able to, in my belief, taint, spoil, destroy the political career of Nazim book, in my belief, the new nasty party, they were able to do that by saying certain things and tagging certain things at Nazim book. And he couldn't fight back. He couldn't come back and do certain things. And the people were not defending him. And, so his career just died, his political career. So they're trying the same thing, in my belief, with the most honorable Deacon Mitchell. But so far, they have not been successful. So you hear them talk about the Samoa Agreement and the LGBTQ this and the human rights this, and they start to talk about that. You remember they talk about the curriculum thing where LGBTQ would be taught and so on in schools, and that turned out to be false. Then they talk about the Samoa Agreement and how they could sign it and this and that and LGBTQ thing in it. And all these things are all false. All these things are all false. But that is a whole concoction. So they have the pundits and surrogates doing these things with the hope that they're going to get Grenadians to believe that this guy is some gay, or this guy is some LGBTQ person, or this guy is some, that is what they're trying to do, in my belief. They're nasty, and they know what they're doing. Don't fool yourself, those pundits and surrogates. They know what they're doing. They know, but they have to understand that this thing is no longer taboo. We're in 2023, right? And they may have the people who they're attacking, they may have them in their house if they know, and they have to deal with it. But I am simply saying, folks, that is what they have been able to do successfully for a lot of years to a lot of people. Yeah. They have been able to stain a lot of people. They have been able to make you believe that person is not the person who you think they are, right? Those folks are not what you think. That's what they have been able to do successfully. So you heard, when the Jonty situation, you heard Keith Mitchell as though he's some police or some investigator, that bad-minded, nasty piece of man. Keith Mitchell is one nasty old breeder. Boy, I tell you, he is a nasty individual, Keith Mitchell. This old piece of jagabat they call Keith Mitchell, he's no good. So he came out and he spoke about the Jonty matter.
And I know there are a lot of issues that are concerning us. The security of this country is a concern of many, many people, because I know the level of violence taking place in this country and the amount of murders that we are seeing is frightening. And I mean, we talk about it. People are concerned. People who normally come to Grenada and say it's one of the safest places are expressing concern. And I know the issue of even the question of John T.'s death. I mean, I heard the story about somebody just walk in and say they commit a murder, and somebody saying that they commit a murder. I don't know anybody that just walk in and say, I commit a murder. I mean, who are you fooling with this foolishness? I have no confidence, absolutely no confidence. And this is why I made a call that the leadership of the country must call for regional or international support. And
so you listen to this bad-minded, nasty piece of thing. Just listen to him. He's not a police. He's not an investigator. But he would make such a statement, and then people start to question the police, the conduct with that particular investigation. But he's not doing that in isolation. This guy is nasty. Keith Mitchell is nasty. So that's the first piece. Then you heard him at his birthday event. This guy believes that he's smart. He's not. Keith Mitchell is not smart. He's not. So at his birthday event, he made such a statement, and it was recorded. Listen. Right. So now are you getting fired here? And then the individual said, no, we ain't getting fired. Look at that lunatic. The Bula man cleaning out everybody. That's Keith Mitchell, This guy was prime minister here for 23 years and plus, He has been in the parliament for almost 40 years. Yeah? You seeing this lunatic called Keith Mitchell, in my belief, grinning and skinning his teeth there, and he used words to the effect, the Bula man cleaning out everybody. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing, people. But there are people who supporting this guy, you know, with a nasty conduct, you know. Yeah, no, all you get fired is. Then the guy said, "Nah, we ain't getting fired." And he starts laughing like a lunatic, like a political lunatic. That's laughing like a person who going off, in my belief. The Bula man clean out everybody. The Bula man clean out. That's Keith Mitchell. This nasty piece of jamet. This jagabat. This old thing. This old piece of trash, in my belief. Look at that. You hear? That's Keith Mitchell, that old man. He's about what? You know, come on. So these things are not happening in isolation. And then last night on a platform, hear what he had to say. Hear what Keith Mitchell had to say on that platform.
My friends, only recently, I make a little joke. I didn't even know the thing was on some kind of live thing.
He made a joke with that statement he made earlier. And he didn't know that this thing was on some live thing. All right?
I talk about something. They say accusing people of something. Me ain't accuse nobody of nothing.
Right. And then I talk about something and they say me accusing people of something. Me and accuse people of nothing. And that is why you see most of the supporters of the NNP, they either they can't read, they can't write, they can't reason, they poor, they vulnerable, they you know, they just that. That is the kind of conversation they could go to a meeting to hear.
I didn't call no name. But if the cap fit, lay fit. If the cap fit, lay fit. Because everybody know if they say that about me, I'm laughing. Because everybody know I like nice ladies, I don't like man. Sisters and brothers, take care of yourself. I love every single one.
You listen to Keith Mitchell. You hear this man? That's Keith Mitchell. You know, that's a guy who wants to come back and govern this country, you know, and rule this country. Any young person with just a little sense, listening to Keith Mitchell, this nasty old piece of thing, must conclude that this guy is not worthy, in my belief, of being prime minister of this country. Period. That was a mistake. You listen to this man. Just take some time and listen to this piece of trash, Keith Mitchell. This piece of no good. Listen to him. Because I want you to listen to him, you know. Because this is the guy who wants to come back and run and wants to govern this country here again. He was prime minister here for almost 24 years in Grenada, you know. That piece of mess, you know. NASA.
My friends, only recently, I make a little joke. I didn't even know the thing was on some kind of live thing. I talk about something. They say accusing people of something. Me ain't accuse nobody of nothing. I didn't call no name. But if the cap fit, lay fit.
Listen to this piece of thing, nobody. Are you listening to this piece of thing? Well, who the cap fit, lay fit? What's wrong with this old man, old cock? Go man, sleep now.
If the cap fit, lay fit. Because everybody know if they say that about me, I'm laughing. Because everybody know I like nice ladies, I don't like man.
You hear this piece of thing? Everybody know I like nice woman. I don't like, you hear Kit Mitchell? That piece of trash? Hey, NASA. That is what want to come back and govern this country and run this country? That type of politics are you wanting Grenada again? Nah.
Everybody know if they say that about me, I'm laughing. Because everybody know I like nice ladies, I don't like man. Sisters and brothers, take care of yourself. I love every single
NASA. Nah. That want to come back and run country, you know? Nah. And you hear the supporters in St. Mark. That is why St. Mark is such a poor place, you know. St. Mark is one of the poorest parish in the whole of Grenada, you know. Poor, you know. That is why he went up there and lived, in my belief. They poor, and most of the NNP supporters, they cannot read, they cannot write, they cannot reason. They're making a whole pile of children in a house. They're unemployed. They're placed dirty, nasty all around the place. They can't even catch themselves. I tell you, they're not even hygienic. You look at the teeth in their mouth. You look at the clothes they're wearing, their shoes. You just look at them. It's the NNP that keeping these people so, you know. The NNP have these people so. The majority of NNP supporters, you go anywhere in Grenada, they resemble the same thing, you know. Same thing. You go and you watch their house, same thing. They poor, they vulnerable, they uneducated, they illiterate, they can't write, they can't read, they can't nothing. They unemployed, they scrunty, they beggy. That's what, and no wonder why. No wonder why. It's sickening. So Grenada is being transformed. Grenada is moving forward, but it's going to take a long time to get these people on board to move forward. You know. We will be dealing with these people for the next 15, 20 years because they will be stuck in poverty and they would continue to be vulnerable. They would continue to be illiterate. They would continue to be poor and catching their tail, making a whole pile of children. They can't send them to school, so they have to depend on the state to send them. They can't clothe them, feed them, nothing, everything. You know, it's amazing. That is what we will be dealing with for a long, long time. You know, you could imagine this piece of thing wants to come back in power, boy. Nah, no, sir. You're crazy or what? This piece of thing wants to come back in power, you know? Eh? The man angry, the man pizza, the man sour. But I like what he had for Peter and his Peter, the message of Peter.
I am not going to support any and anybody just because they want power. I will support persons who are interested in the development of this country. That is my responsibility, and I will not shift. I will not shift. And anyone coming and tell you, Doc say he going, and Doc say time he won't run again. When I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. And Doc say time he won't run again. When I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. He going, and Doc say time he won't run again. When I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. And Doc say time he won't run again. When I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. Doc say time he won't run again. When I want to tell you that, I go tell you. Let no damn person come and tell you that. Tell them they are not Doc friends to come and tell you that Doc say.
You know, that is what we have in this country who wants to come back into power. And the folks under the live, let me tell you this. I am the producer of this program, right? I am the producer, I'm the host of this program. And any one of you come under that program and I do like all you commenting and want to direct, I just blocking all you off. You know how does operate? I don't really care too much about what you put there. But once you come under the live, I don't care if you're looking at the program from YouTube or Facebook, I just block you off. You and NNP, all you could go to hell. Really. I don't really care. You understand the point? But it's important that I show these things and highlight it and bring it to you so you can hear that this is the piece of trash who wants to come back into power, who wants to be prime minister here again, who wants to run this show again in this country. Right? So again, I'm just giving the folks under the live a warning. You know how I operate. I don't really, care who's the person. Even if they're PLM, GLP, NDC, NNP. Once you comment under there, once you come under my live, you have to behave yourself. Just come, stay, and just learn and listen. That's not plead your cause and them kind of dotish program. Once you come under there, I just block you off. All right? So calm yourself and listen to what that piece of trash had to say and the kind of person who wants to come back into power. That is what scares me the most. This guy wants to come back in Grenada as prime minister. That is what is dangerous about all of this. You don't hear this guy talk about the positive things. Look at this guy. He's not happy with the fact that the NDC was able to get 100 million US loan from Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Development Fund. 100 million US. Right? Dominica got 41 million US from Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia Development Fund at either 2.5 or 2.7% interest rate. We got it for 1.5%. The guy is still angry and upset with that.
The Prime Minister and Minister of Finance supporting that and asking the Parliament to take 100 million US dollar loan from Saudi Arabia. That would increase the debt of the country by over 270 million EC dollars. So I ask a simple question as you would have to ask. What is the interest rate? The man can't see. What is the terms of the loan? The man can't see. How long is the payment? The man can't see. I ask also, what is the limit of time they give you before you start to pay? I don't know. My friends, they still went on and passed. They passed because they have the majority in Parliament. So I'm saying nothing else. Lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, I hear the Minister of Finance went to Saudi Arabia and signed the loan for 100 million US dollars. And after I start talking about it, 2 days later, I hear on different radio stations, they put out a release saying the loan is what? 1.75% interest rate, and they have a 7-year grace period for sisters and brothers. But it's still 100 million US dollars loan.
You see, and look at the lunatic here. The last person here. You could make out. Right. Anyways, what's her name? She's some dentist. What's her name again? Some dentist. Up there in St. Marcus. She used to be. I don't know. Boy, it's oh boy, I tell you, it's amazing. So he made that statement there, and let me play for you what the government said about this particular loan, because other countries would love to get such a loan. Yeah. Other countries would love to get such a loan. Here are the terms of this loan. This guy is just jealous. He's just envious.
The Prime Minister mentioned about the Saudi Arabia visit, the CARICOM meeting. Now, I would like to know, with regard to the loan that we received, is he in a position to tell us what's the interest rate, the grace period, and which financial institution in the region will that money be channeled to?
All right, so the money is not being channeled through any financial institution in the region. The loan agreement is a loan agreement between the government of Grenada and the Saudi Fund for Development. It's a loan agreement. When we choose to request a disbursement or a drawdown on the funds, that's when the funds would be made available. and the funds would be made available directly to the government of Grenada. The interest rate is 1.5%, concessional interest rate. Off the top of my head, and if I'm incorrect, perhaps the Minister of Finance could guide me. The repayment period, I think, is 20 or 25 years, and there's a grace period of 7 years in the initial instance.
Yes, it's 25 years the term. The interest rate is 1.5% and the grace period is 7 years.
Thank you, Linda. Do you have any more questions, or can we
Right.
move on to
Yeah.
the
So
other?
this is important because this guy knows what he's doing. Let us go back. So you heard there that the interest rate is 1.5% as the interest rate for the loan, and 7 years grace to start paying. So they give them 7 years and then they would start paying. And then it's 25 years to repay the loan. All right. So he knows what he's doing, but let us go back and listen to this guy, what he actually said in terms of the interest rate, right? And I'll just play coming to the the end of what he said, the interest rate, because he knows what he's doing. Huh? He said 1.7 something. Listen.
My friends, they still went on and passed. They passed because they have the majority in parliament. So I'm saying nothing else. Lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, I hear the Minister of Finance went to Saudi Arabia and signed the loan for $100 million US. And after I start talking about it, 2 days later, I hear on different radio stations, they put out a release saying the loan is what? 1.75%.
Yeah. Listen to Keith Mitchell. You think he know what he's doing? He knows. He knows what the interest rate is. He knows about he hear on some radio 1.75%. This guy is nasty. Keith Mitchell is a nasty individual. In fact, Grenada got the lowest interest rate. There are other countries in the Caribbean who access money from the Saudi Development Fund. Grenada got the largest tranche, right? So far, the largest tranche for the smaller islands in terms of the loan, and the lowest interest rate. This guy is nasty. You heard what he said?
I hear the Minister of Finance went to Saudi Arabia and signed the loan for $100 million US. And after I start talking about it, 2 days later, I hear on different radio stations, they put out a release saying the loan is what? 1.75% interest.
And he's taking credit for that because he talk about it, government came out and say, well, this is what the terms and conditions are. What's wrong with Keith? He believes that the government is really doing stuff because of him or what he says. Keith was just saying those things mean nothing to government. The government is just focused on their plans and their programs and doing their stuff. What I am doing is educating you, sensitizing you on what this guy is saying or doing out here, because he wants to come back into power. And it's so important for me to educate the people out there to really assess this guy, evaluate him. And that's very important. And don't worry some of those political idiots. And there are some of them who come on the live and they believe that they know politics. I know no politics. I know more politics in my little finger than all you. Yeah, a lot of all you. Because if it was not because of my strategy tactics over the many years, a lot that were accomplished to get to this point would not have been accomplished. I produced this show. No one helped me. I produce the show every night, every morning. All you can do it. So all you out there who used to play senior people in NDC and senior people in NNP and all kind of senior what. I have more political sense than all in my little finger. I'm telling you. All you ain't know nothing. So just sit and relax and let Kem Jones run the show. Because he will run that show and cause you to have more sense in all your brain. You hear me? Just sit there. Some of them making you believe that they know. But you know nothing. Kim Jones, I have been dominating talk radio and dominating conversation on your breakfast table, your lunch table, and your supper, your dinner table. I have been dominating it, and I continue to do so. So sit there and learn. When I talk, no dog back. Sit, listen, learn, and take that to the bank. Right? You all don't know about your strategists and experts. You are nothing. Even today, they rely heavily on Kim Jones to keep the momentum and keep things going in this country here, to keep the operation going here. And between now and the election, it will be Kim Jones with his strategy and tactic to maintain and to keep this thing going for the next 10, 15 years. So stay there and sit and look at the boss. Kim Jones is a boss in this business. You hear me? Kim Jones is a boss in this business. There is no one out here could do it like I do it on this program or any other program. If you listen to any program, it's just rubbish they talking. Kim Jones is there. So sit and relax all you. You understand the point? Take it and cool it. So I'm playing all of this so that you can be empowered, so that you can make the right decision when the time comes. That's important. Very, very important. So you can make that right decision, because you don't want to return to that type of leadership, that type of environment. Just listen to Keith, and you listen to all the rhetoric and all the mess that he's talking on these platforms. He will be in Gov talking a similar thing. This mess, this rubbish. So you have to listen. You have to get a greater appreciation. You have to hear it, because a lot of you don't follow these meetings. So I have to bring it to you so you can hear it for yourself. How this man is conducting business and what he's saying out there, to make you say, nah, boy, we ain't want that man back into power, to cause you to do more, to keep him out of power, to put your money where your mouth is, to keep him out of power in some instances, and to do all that you can to keep him out of power completely. Very important. Right? So again, I'm saying, sit, listen, and learn. All right? Once you do that, you will be a better person. That is why even if I walk in St. George, everybody, Kim Jones, everywhere I go. There are other people who went to New York, and they had events and they had this, they had that, they guest speaker there. You never heard there was no buzz around it. But once Kim Jones is going to New York, there's a big buzz, right? Yeah. Because Kim Jones is a celebrity. I'm big. Everybody, the littlest child know Kim Jones. And don't forget, I'll be in New York on the 2nd of December. That's Saturday coming. Right? At the Nutmeg House. Come and hear me. Come and hear Kim Jones, the boss. Come and hear the boss in this business at the Nutmeg House. All right? Very important. That's 1215 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Great. And then don't forget my event on the 9th. The tickets almost sold out already for my event on the 9th of February here at the Grenada Radisson Hotel, Crown Ballroom. Tickets almost sold out. There are very few tickets remaining for that event. All right? Folks, don't forget I'm coming up. And those who told me to bring the tickets, bring up the tickets and so on for that, I'll carry your tickets for you and so on. And we take it from there. So I'll be there on December the 2nd. A Saturday coming, starting from 8 in the p.m., 8 until. Okay? So I want to encourage you to come out and be a part of that. It's the Nutmeg House. You're going to hear me. I'm going to be speaking there at the Nutmeg House. 1215 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. All right? So I look forward to seeing you. And you can check my Facebook page. There's a link. You can get the tickets there. There's a flyer on my Facebook page. You could follow the number, call them up and get the ticket and so on and be a part of that. All right? That's very important. Very, very important. So the folks in Grenville, St. Andrew side, I'll be up your side today. A little later, I'll be up your side. So those who have to drop off tickets for, I hope you can get the tickets today. So call me up. If you're listening to me, call me up. I'll be up the St. Andrew side. So St. David, St. Andrew, I'll be up that side today. Call me up so I can get you your tickets. All right? So bye for now. Take good care. I'll be back tomorrow morning as we continue that mission.